Welcome back, strange crew. You are tuned into another trip through life's deep cuts. We hope you enjoy the ride.
Keep it strange.
We are rolling. Welcome back, Strange Crew. We are so excited to be at Trillium House Studios this morning. We have an exclusive for you. It's kind of how we roll lately. I don't know about you, but we're really, really excited to be in the room here with some renowned musicians, back with a returning guest. Sharice, why don't you do the pillar?
So we are joined today by two dashing Englishmen. We have, of course, Paul Milner, returning guest, a renowned producer, and we have Andrew Clarke, English-born singer-songwriter, incredible songwriter. We just got a preview of the upcoming project we'll be talking about today. Phenomenal. Welcome, fellas, to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us and giving us a little exclusive. We're excited to tell the crew a little bit about what you guys have been working on. I just have a quick question. How long have you both known each other?
I think we met in
2017?
2018. Yeah, just before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And had your paths crossed musically or through the industry before then, just hadn't got a chance to work together?
No, we met when I moved this recording studio to St. John, New Brunswick, and Andrew lived in town, singer-songwriter. A few people wanted us to meet, and brought Andrew over. So yeah.
I love
simple.
One thing we've always loved about music is how it really does connect the right people at the right time in the right place. And it's always, hey, you need to meet somebody. And we've kind of done that with a lot of the Strange Crew and musicians that we work with Paul. So it's really cool to be in the studio today and learn a little bit more about what you guys are working on. So let's get into it.
So, Paul, we've chatted with you before, so we'll have you on again. So if anyone wants to know about your incredible background, they can go back to some of the previous episodes. But let's start with you, Andrew.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your musical journey. How did you start playing, and how did you kind of get to where you are now?
Okay. Right from the beginning, my sister was given the ability to play piano, and my mother said, "You're not musical enough to play piano." And so I basically didn't do anything until I was about 16, and then I asked for a guitar for my birthday, much to my parents' absolute horror and disbelief, because they thought I was interested in Bach and Chopin and Tchaikovsky and people like that, which I still am, but... Anyway, so having bought a guitar, I then played the guitar literally until my fingers bled, in the words of that Canadian songwriter, Bryan Adams, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then wrote my first song about 6 weeks after I played the guitar, and I didn't know anything other than about 4 chords. And since then, I've been writing just about non-stop. There's barely a week goes by that I don't write a song. Moved to Canada from England in 1990, I guess.
Wow.
Long time ago. Lived in Newfoundland for 4 years. One of the songs that is on the album actually was written while I was living in Newfoundland, called Cold, Cold Christmas, because they have cold Christmases in Newfoundland, like we do. And then came here, trained in Halifax as an anesthesiologist, came here to St. John and worked in the St. John Regional Hospital as an anesthesiologist and ICU doctor for 36 years, retired last January, and
thank you.
was able to do music from then on.
For everything that you do, both musically and for the medical industry and for the people in St. John that have obviously needed you. Thank you for that service.
Beautiful place to be. It's my favorite place. I've never lived anywhere that's been as friendly as St. John.
I'm curious, how many songs to date have you wrote? Ballpark.
Probably about 9,000 to 10,000, I would think. There's barely a week goes by that I don't write a song.
What?
I mean, some of them are absolute rubbish. In fact, probably the first 1,000 or 2 would have been only available to dissuade your dog from coming back into the house. But
we're keeping it real here today, Strange Crew. Wow.
Oh,
all right. And what would be a few that like people would know that maybe they wouldn't know that you wrote?
Well, in terms of Christmas songs, the King's Church that I used to go to, they released an album called Holy Light, and the title track on the album was a song that I'd written called Holy Light. And then the band I play with, the Cool Chicks and the Ugly Ducklings, if you can believe for a title.
I love it. I love it.
We sing my songs, 3 or 4 of my songs in every show that we sing. So that's kind of good. But I've released 4 albums of my own stuff so far, thanks to a guy called Wes Jago, who's also another St. John.
I know Wes.
Yeah,
so
Wes
well.
is a good guy.
Yeah.
He was my producer in those days when we had a bit less money. And so from then it's just been being taken seriously by people who are actually good musicians and saying, you should do something with this. This is don't just play it for your friends and your family. Let's record it. So I did, and we're going on from there.
10,000 songs. Wow.
10,000 songs. That's a lot of songs.
That's a lot.
I worked with a guy named Eddie Grant, and when he brought his songbook out to show me his songs, he had about 400 or 500. So 10,000 is
Most of them are in
Even
boxes
Paul,
and
he's like, what? What do you mean?
probably only maybe about 400 or 500 that I've actually got recordings of.
Yeah.
But there's boxes and boxes full of songs, some unfinished lyrics,
Wow.
some tunes that, having an iPhone's been very helpful because
Yeah, true.
if I think of something, I just record it on my iPhone and then I'll leave it for 3 weeks or a month. If I play it in a month's time and I still like it, then I'll think, okay,
That's where Paul comes in.
that's a filter.
Paul might get a text. He says, "Hey, this might be pretty good. Could you help me out on this?" Yeah, Messenger. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Not text, just Messenger. So talk to us a little bit about how this and working with Tommy and working together came to be. Because I'm curious. I want to know more about that.
When Paul and I first met, we were at some kind of a do that Chris Ferguson.
Mullinger's. It was a comedy show.
No, it was even
Nice.
before then because it was some kind of a pub gathering, like a songwriter circle or something like that.
It was the
And I'd been asked to play a couple of
East Coast
songs,
Oh.
and so I played a song about my best friend's wedding. I think it was all about what a best man should be telling his friend who's about to get married. And when you heard that, you said, "Did you know I had a studio?" And I said, "Who are you?" And you said,
Love that. Who are
and I said,
you?
"No, okay, fine. I would love to. That would be great." So then once we got together, and he heard some more of the goodness knows how many songs written, we then had to choose what songs to do. That was before the pandemic, so we recorded 19 or 20 songs all together with people. We had Kim Dunn from Halifax and Chris Corrigan from Halifax, and
Bear McNeil's old band.
Oh,
Essentially.
no way.
Yeah.
so they came up here and we recorded that in the studio, and then the pandemic hit and all hell broke loose. We
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
Yeah. And then so was that need right after everything back? Did the Messenger just flood together and you guys were just hanging out, or what's going on?
There's actually, you should tell them the ukulele story.
Oh yes, this is funny.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about Small World.
He was talking about a Paul McCartney story, or I was talking about a Paul McCartney. So we were just chattering, and I
bought a ukulele.
yeah, I bought a ukulele from a lady called Heidi Letke in PEI, and Paul originally lived in PEI for a while and knew Heidi. And I said, yeah, well, when I picked up my ukulele from Heidi, she said, there's the twin to this is a left-handed ukulele for a famous musician. And I said, oh, that's nice. And she said, no, it's a famous musician. He's left-handed and he comes from England. And I said, yeah. And she said, oh, and I said, wait a minute, he's not from Liverpool, is he? And she said, yes. And I said, Paul McCartney's got the twin to my ukulele? And she said, yes, that's right. And then he said, yeah, it's in my basement. I'm taking it to him later on this year. So that's about as complicated as it gets. And once we had that connection, that was it. We just
So
figured,
who
that's
has it now?
I have it. and the reason I have it is because there's a drummer friend of mine
Yeah.
who plays with Paul.
Yeah.
And we have not been together because of the pandemic
Right.
for years. And so I still have the ukulele, but at some point I'll get back over to the UK.
I'm going with you.
We're coming too. Charlie Lightning, if you're watching for whatever
We'll
reason,
track down Henry Spinetti.
it's a very, very small world. We're coming to see Paul, okay?
Paul McCartney, if you're watching this.
Paul
your ukulele.
McCartney, we're bringing back your stuff.
We're coming for you, man.
We're coming.
It's a beautiful ukulele.
That's so funny.
That's
They're
handmade just for him. Yeah.
Made out of PEI maple.
Yeah.
Yeah, red maple.
That's incredible.
Red
That is a
sand
really cool
ukulele.
story. Thank you so much for making him tell this story.
It just happened. It was the first time we met. We sat
Yeah.
there in this East
Oh,
Coast
that's
pub,
wild.
and that's how it came about.
But anyway, to continue the story, I suppose, I've been going to Tommy Emmanuel's guitar camps
Oh,
because he's my absolute hero. I
Yeah.
think he's the best acoustic guitarist in the world, and he doesn't think he is, but that's fine. So I've been going to his guitar camps, which happen usually once or sometimes twice a year. And over the years, I first went to one 10 years ago, and I haven't missed a year since
oh
then.
really? Yeah.
So he and I have developed a friendship, and he's kind of a mentor and becoming a friend now. And when I played some of my songs for him, he said, "Yeah, you should record some of these properly, not just on your iPhone." So then, having my connection with Paul,
Make it happen.
yep, and it did.
And he's the only guy that writes a lyric. It's the only guy I know of that can fit the word, the name Shostakovich into a song.
That's Shostakovich, actually.
Shostakovich.
That's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Shostakovich into a lyric. Try doing that.
Yeah, try rhyming
not
it. It's
easy.
a bit.
So now that this has all come to be and you're in creating, has that created a lot of momentum and just velocity amongst you and Tommy and different people to start to think about what 2025 might look like? Is that kind of a no-brainer, or?
I think so. When Tommy agreed to actually play on my record, that has cemented something which is a dream come true for anybody to play with the most accomplished player that you can think of, who now is a friend of mine too. So, he's now basically part of my enclave, I'm hoping that we'll continue to do things as time goes along. He's a busy guy, but he'll make time.
For those listening, what would you want people to know about this launch, this song, this album, and your time working together?
I think as regards being a musician, I'm not. If I have a talent, it's a talent for writing songs and bringing people together to make music. That's my dream. And so as time goes along, I hope that we're able to, I hope this goes out and the music connects with people. It's all about Christmas, and Christmas is my favorite time of the year, always has been ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So if the contribution of other people who are way more musically talented than me, if we can get that, and Paul's arrangements and production gets things out there so that people actually feel a bit more of the spirit of Christmas, then we'll go on from there, and that'll be it.
It is such, based on like what we've heard today, it's such a different Christmas album. I don't know, it's less, it's like a Christmas album that I personally would enjoy. I feel like with the holiday season, like the classic Christmas tunes, like they get played out, and there's only so many times you can, or ways you can cover, right?
Absolutely.
And,
for me, I hear a lot of like the articulation of like the session players that are on the record, like the horns, the guitar playing, the actual vocals. I can see the songwriting in like the verbiage that you're speaking, and it's definitely refreshing for sure.
It is.
As a, I don't love Christmas. And it's not because I'm a Grinch. I don't love it, but it has nothing to do. Yeah, I'll listen to whatever music at any time. Doesn't matter to me. But I really did enjoy the songs. I think it's great.
It's definitely not your average Christmas album.
No, and sure. I think for those who listen to it, like share it with your friends and family. Play it at Christmas. Play it through the holidays. Let people know where the music's coming from. It's pretty rad, to have that opportunity here and it being recorded right here in New Brunswick in the Maritimes. It's very cool. And to have such like prolific singer-songwriters and people in the industry recording here in New Brunswick, I think is it's really, really cool. So
amazing. And so if people after this want to follow you or stay in touch and kind of keep track of all the crazy things you're doing, where can they find you?
Well, I do a Facebook live stream most Sundays. I'm going to be doing a Facebook live stream every day up until Christmas. So if you look up Andrew Clarke on Facebook, you'll find me. There are about 95 Andrew Clarkes, apparently.
It's a common
I
name.
also have a YouTube channel. And if you want to find my YouTube channel, the best way to get it is to enter Never Far Away, Andrew Clarke, because that's a song that I wrote about Tommy Emmanuel. And that's actually the lead song on the EP that we just finished and put out. So,
cool.
So either YouTube or Facebook or hopefully Spotify and iTunes and all those kind of things, and maybe some radio programs too. That would be awesome.
Amazing. And we'll have all the links in the show notes so you guys can find them easily.
And until next time, keep it strange.
And happy
Bye.
holidays. Bye.
See you.
If you've enjoyed this, then you have to hit strangegrooves.com for more amazing content. To support this podcast and music community, go to patreon.com/strangegrooves. As always, keep it strange.